dietitian Uma Maheshwari. I'll be dealing with the relationship between salt and CKD. The moment you hear that your kidneys are affected, the first thing your doctor will say is, watch out on your sodium. What is this sodium? So sodium comes from salt. And this is the key troublemaker because this is going to regulate the urine output, water retention inside your body. So let's look into it in a detailed format. Watch your sodium. You should know why you should watch your sodium. When the kidneys are deteriorating or fail to function properly, whatever sodium you take, other than what the body requires, the excess sodium does not get excreted properly through urine. So the excess sodium stays inside your body. What does this excess sodium do? It makes you feel more thirsty. So you intend to drink more water. Then this aids in water retention. When the water retention is there, your legs, your face, your hands swell up. What does this do? So this also increases the blood volume, putting the pressure on kidneys and heart and also the lungs. So you get the breathing difficulty. So naturally, because there is more flow of blood into the valves and the veins and arteries, the blood pressure rises. Where do you get the sodium from? The sodium comes from salt. The common salt that we take has a lot of sodium. What is the safe quantity to use? It is just 4 grams. The recommended is 4 grams, 3 by 4 teaspoons per day. How do you ensure that you use only 4 grams per day? What you should do is the food should be cooked without salt. Then measure out 4 grams in a small dish and keep it aside. So then use the quantity of salt from this measured dish into the food whichever is served on your plate, so that you can add salt according to your own taste. This has to be utilized throughout the whole day. But please don't think that you can take salt-free food. No, that decreases the essential sodium levels in our body, and that also will become dangerous for you. So it is must that you have to take 4 grams of salt every day. Let's look into the recommendations. 1 teaspoon, this is 1 teaspoon of salt will give you 2.5 grams of sodium. But the recommendation is only 1.6 to 2 grams maximum. So you have to take 4 grams or 3 by 4th teaspoon of salt throughout the whole day, which includes breakfast, lunch, snack and dinner. Let me demonstrate how to measure out 3 by 4th of a teaspoon. So I have a salt in a cup and I have taken a small dish so that I can measure out the quantity. If you have the measuring spoon set, it's easy to go. This is 1/4 teaspoon and this is 1/2 teaspoon. So you take a heap of salt like this, okay, and take a knife, cut it on the edge, cut it on the top like this. So again, I have measured 1/2 teaspoon and I am dishing it out into this. Take the 1/4 teaspoon, again heap it up, then cut it with the knife. So whatever salt stays inside is 1/4 teaspoon. So this makes 3 by 4 teaspoons. See, you have this much. It's quite a bit amount of salt for one day. Definitely, yes. If you cook it without salt and start adding from this, your salt level will be exact when you eat it on the plate. So just in case you don't have measuring spoons, how do you go about it? So take a teaspoon, not tablespoon, it's teaspoon. Then again take a heap of salt like this then use the knife, flat edge of the knife, and cut it so that whatever salt stays in the teaspoon is okay. So this will be 1 teaspoon. So just take a small portion, make a quarter portion and take it out. Quarter portion you have taken it out, then again dish it out again. See, the salt quantity remains the same. So if you don't have measuring spoons, you can measure it using the teaspoon that you have at home in the way that I have demonstrated. Now let's look into more of the relationship between sodium. Okay. So now we have seen that there is a restriction of sodium. You should know what salt to use. Use the common iodized salt. Any salt that is iodized is fine. But do not go for the other forms of salts. And please carry hot meals. When the food is hot, the salt required is less. So carry eat hot meals. If you have carried food for work, try to heat and eat or carry it in a hot carrier. Otherwise, it's okay. You add a pinch of salt extra so that when you come back home and eat your dinner, you can add a little less salt. If you think still you need more salt, you can add 2 or 3 drops of lime juice. You might think lime is rich in potassium. Yes, definitely it is. But when you're not taking it in huge quantity. So when you add just 1 or 2 drop to any vegetable dish or any dish that you wanted to make it more salty, this 1 or 2 drops of lime will take care of it. Otherwise, you can also add mint. Mint also increases flavor, increases the quantity of food, and also it gives you the taste. We have one more way. You can add onion powder, garlic powder, ginger powder, white pepper powder in small bits so that it does not affect your health, but in turn it gives you a lot of immunity and also enhances the taste of the food with less salt. So we have few more tips to go. So rice and rotis, whenever you make, you can cook without salt because it can be consumed as such. Then for snacks, instead of going for a cooked or a prepared or a processed food, include salad and fruits that is low in potassium for snacks. Then the main thing you have to remember is avoid all the packaged and processed food as they contain indirect sources of sodium. Anything that comes in a packet, pre-added salt, even if there is no MSG or no preservatives, or if there is preservatives, kindly do not go for that. Okay, I'm not going. So can I eat whatever is made at home, like pickles, papads, dry meat, dry fish? I'm making at home. I'm not adding any MSG. But we do add salt. That is the major source of preservative when we make it at home. So kindly avoid anything that is high in salt, like papads, dried fish. Even if it is prepared at home, kindly do not go for that. You have to remember few things. Just in case you're traveling, you need to buy something. And so you have to make sure that you read the food labels. So food labels are the nutrition facts that is shown in the slide. So every pack will have a nutrition fact sheet behind. So that you can read. So you can read, and the levels will be like low sodium, very low sodium, sodium free, and reduced sodium. So accordingly, you need to choose between low sodium and very low sodium. Do not go for the other two. And make sure you stick to the serving size, because the low sodium is restricted only to the serving size. It's less than 140 milligrams of sodium per serving size. So if you exceed the serving size, then the sodium becomes higher. So whenever you are traveling, you're buying something from outside, read the food label, buy only low sodium or very low sodium packaged foods, and then please stick to the portion size mentioned so that you do not go on a high sodium snack during that time. And all ready to eat foods have high in sodium, because there will be preservatives for sure, and salt is also pre-added. So anything that is ready to eat is going to be having high sugar. Then any products that contain baking powder, sodium bicarbonate, any ready-made masala, soup cubes, lot of yeast extracts, Ajinomoto, that's Chinese salt, all these are rich in sodium. So products containing these stuff should be avoided. Cheese and salted butter are also rich in sodium because a lot of salt goes inside that. And low sodium salt, like you have a lot of low sodium salt that's good for BP and all that being advertised. Kindly do not go thinking that it is low in sodium, because it is quite a rich source of potassium, which is again going to be a troublemaker for you. So please go for the normal iodized salt, not pink salt, Himalayan salt, Lona, or Tata Light and all that stuff. Please go for the normal iodized salt. So restricted use of salt will prevent the worsening of kidneys. So already there has been a small damage. So let it not continue. Let it preserve the kidney as is, so that your urine output is more and all your urine output is maintained, and you do not accumulate water inside your body, which will in turn keep your heart, lungs and kidney healthy. Hope these tips will help you to keep going on your chronic kidney disease. Thank you.